Hi guys, welcome to Students Mentors. My name is Ketan. I'm making this video on students' demand. I've been getting a lot of queries these days saying that, sir, how one should be going ahead with CET MOCKS and is it necessary to start with CET MOCKS right now? So okay, fine. So we can discuss this today. Couple of prerequisites before you actually kickstart with your MOCKS because I know we are always keen to write MOCKS and now if you understand that giving MOCKS makes a lot of sense. I mean earlier when we used to prepare for CET, we used to focus a lot on MOCKS, but for the fact now the dynamics have changed, you got to have a little bit different approach. So a couple of categories that I will divide students into. So let's say number one is going to be if you're somebody who is like an absolute tyro, right? You have not studied anything, you have no idea about CET, then in that case it doesn't make any sense to kind of get onto the MOCKS very quickly because you might get disappointed because the score is not going to be there. And let's say even if you get that score, you will not be very much firm, हाँ ये score मेरा आया है because मुझे ये practice था and I'm sure about it. See, because the way I analyze any kind of a performance is that what you are sure about and what you are not sure about. I mean, if you have done the logical reasoning, if you have done the DI, if you know that okay, I'm very good with calculation. If you're somebody who has done a lot of preparation and worked on a very much of kind of a shortcuts for let's say visual reasoning or a grammar or whatsoever, then you know what, जो भी score मेरा आया ये out of preparation आया, मैंने ये किया है, मुझे rules पता है, मुझे fundamentals पता है, मुझे shortcuts पता है, so I implemented that, I applied that and I got the score. Sometimes it's just that you get the score by fluke or you just felt it like this can be the right option and you marked it. So it doesn't work like that. So it's always good that you get more and more sure about it, because though we talk about aptitude, but for the fact there is so much of competition, it's always good, and trust me, it's a great feeling. If you do something, let's say visual reasoning. अगर visual reasoning की आप पढ़ाई करते हो, आपके shortcuts अगर आप build करते हो, अगर आपको उसकी पूरी analysis पता है, अगर आपको उसका पूरा crux पता है, उसके बाद if you crack let's say 25 questions and you get 20 correct, you will be feeling really happy because then you are sure कि यार जो भी पढ़ा, जो भी मैंने shortcuts apply किया, जो भी मैंने सीखा, I applied that and I got the results. On the other hand, if you just go and try to knock off visual reasoning, your score will be fluctuating. Sometimes you will get 15, sometimes you will get 20, and again you will not be sure कि यार एक बार ही मुझे 20 मिला, okay I felt good, दूसरी बार वो 12 में चला गया, कभी वो 15 में, तो fluctuation में then you will not be having that confidence, because when you write MOCKS is something that gives you confidence. And that's the reason if you're a tyro, then I would tyro. I mean, like for somebody who's just beginning, they just take some time for preparation, they move ahead. Number two, if you're somebody who is let's say a repeater, if you're writing CET again, you must have given it last time, maybe 80, 85, 90%, then you score whatever. Then it makes sense that yes, you can write a mock right now, but again, do not do it excessive. The problem is that the moment you start writing more and more mocks, you start expecting a lot. And for the fact we kind of do not focus more on preparation, we do not focus more on shortcuts, we do not focus more on strategy, the score initially goes up, then comes down. So you can write let's say a mock now. If you're a repeater, you can do the analysis just to cross check जो areas last year strong थे, क्या वो इस year में strong है या फिर उसमें problem है, you can do that kind of an analysis. Now, on the other hand, it's always advisable for CET predominantly because CET is an exam which is full of surprises, which is absolutely full of surprises. अगर हम बात करेंगे CET का, if I just tell you the historical data, 2011 was the first time when CET became bizarre, and since then it has always been bizarre. When I say bizarre, it basically means every year you will see surprises. The problem is that students are not ready for it. Like we have a lot of mocks in the market, but students are not ready for those kind of surprises. So 2011 was it was a year which was completely critical reasoning, and not only normal critical reasoning. I mean what we get like one-liner ka assumption, one-liner ka argument. 2011 ka CET was horrible because they actually moved on to the ZAP kind of a level or achievement kind of a level, wherein they gave you paragraphs like अच्छा खासा squat RC था और उसके नीचे उन्होंने पूछा था which would be the assumption. So we thought that okay यार ये तो मतलब एक छोटा सा RC है, but actually turned out to be critical reasoning. It was shocker. 2012 और ज़्यादा tough हो गया. 13th में CET निकल गया. I mean वो भी एक surprise ही था anyway. 14th was okay dokey kind of. 15th was very easy. It was so easy that people started scoring like anything. I mean like 5-6 दिन की पढ़ाई maybe you would get 90% right. 16th was horrible, 17th was way horrible, and we all know 18. 18 is the benchmark. I mean that is the I believe that उससे ज़्यादा tough कुछ ना है. So again, these were the things that happened with CET. The problem is that whenever we write mocks, right, we have that set kind of a mentality कि CET ऐसा आता है, speed based है and all that stuff. जो मैंने mix में भी बोला था, one of the video that I said, like all that panchatattva and all that. So what I am going to do basically as far as mocks are concerned, so this year I came up with this idea wherein I would love to train all of you on the realistic approach as far as CET is concerned, which is full of surprises. See, it's a very normal thing. If the day is good, if everything falls in place, then you don't have to worry about it. Like what happened last year, it was a shocker because people could see 48 questions based on puzzles. There were 10 to 11 sets of puzzles, and that's horrible, right? And that's where confidence went down a lot. और जो बच्चा mocks में अच्छा कर रहा था, वो अच्छा नहीं कर पाया. So I know people who used to score 140, 145 in mocks. They actually went down to 100, 110. And people who applied strategies very well, had that peace of mind, went ahead with the their approach. They actually they used to score around about 110, 120, and then now in JD. So it depends, right? Why? Because of the surprises. That one surprising element can cost you a lot. So what we have done at C2C Mentors this year, what I've done is I have bifurcated my mocks in 3 levels. One is basic level, then the advanced, and then the challenger level. So basic level is going to be a smooth sailing. It's going to be the actual CET. It's a combo of traditional CET and the new CET. So we are giving around about 18 mocks over there. And trust me, you should be writing with your basic mocks pehle. Why? Because it's a good confidence booster. You write around about 10, 11 mocks, you see that your score is going up, you feel like studying and you want to study more. So वो confidence build होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. I'm not saying कि अभी के अभी advanced mock दो. Don't give any advanced mock right now. Just focus on basic. पढ़ाई करो, mocks side by side लिखो. But mocks में score बढ़ना चाहिए. एक दो बार कम भी हो गया, then don't worry. But basic के साथ चलना, basic mocks are going to be really important. Then comes time that you have to move on to advanced level. So I would advise to go on to the advanced level after mid of January. That's the time wherein you can actually move to the advanced level of CET. Now this is what all the coaching classes are looking at. This is what all the market players are looking at. Now I am introducing a new thing wherein called a challenger. Now challenger is kind of a mock. So we have 18 in basics. We're going to give you 12 mocks of advanced, and we're going to give you 10 mocks of challenger. Now challenger kind of a level is a level wherein it will actually test your EQ. You believe it or not, but all the time CAT, ZAT, SNAP, all the exam EQ matter करता है. आजकल तो बहुत ज़्यादा matter करने लगा है. So we're gonna test you on your strategy. We're gonna test you that are you able? Can you actually change your strategy on a D-day if you see a surprise on your screen, which happened last year, which happened last year also, rather which is happening every year. Right, so when you see 48 puzzles, you get shocked. When you see critical reasoning around about like what happened in 2011, critical reasoning 30-35 questions, right? You get shocked and then you kind of lose yourself. You are like not in the zone. You don't want to give the CET negativity and all that. So the 10 mocks of challenger level will definitely test your EQ, your IQ, because it's going to be a really high level wherein you have to deal with the surprises. Now, if you go for those 10 mocks and if you tackle them very well, you are awesome because you are set for D-Day. Then whatever shit you see on the screen, whatever kind of surprise you see on the screen, you will be able to knock it off. Rather, at least you will be able to handle it properly. Right? So we are introducing this mock pack of 40 mocks, which is 18 basic, 12 mocks are going to be advanced, and 10 mocks are going to be challenger. Now there is one more thing that I'm going to give it to you in this. What I'm trying to do from this year is, the moment you have a challenger level, right? Once you are done with the challenger mock, we will be providing you with the video strategy. It's going to be a video with the detailed analysis of that entire mock. But in this, I will be actually telling you that how you could have done this mock very well. I mean, ऐसा क्या करना चाहिए था कि because of which आपका mock में score ज़्यादा आता. So we'll give you some kind of benchmark. यार आपने पहले puzzle उठाया वो गलत किया, अगर आपने पहले critical reasoning उठाया वो गलत किया, RC end में लेना था, RC पहला लेना था, on the basis of level of difficulty, because LOD would matter a lot. So we are giving you this 10 mocks as far as challenger is concerned, and 10 mocks will have 10 videos explaining you that how you could have attempted this for a score optimization. So if you see any of the scenario on the D-Day, you know what needs to be picked up first and you know what needs to be left out. So ये जो चीजें ये बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करती है to build that tempo, to build that momentum, so that on a D-Day you don't screw up. So 10 challenger mocks will be available in your dashboard. Those who are already with C2C mentors, we will be uploading those mocks very soon along with the video strategy in that thing. So this overall package has been decided in a very much strategic way. So before coming up with this idea, I had a detailed conversation with my toppers who are in JD 99.99, 99.97. We actually had this discussion and then we understood that we need something like this, because of which people would understand that DD में perform कैसे करना है. Because basic and advanced, that's okay, but for the fact CET is throwing surprises at all the time, it's very important that you handle those hiccups. And that's the reason Challenger Mocks I am going to introduce in CET Mentor. So if you're somebody who want to buy it, you can buy it. The link is given there. You can join it. You can join our WhatsApp group also to stay connected to CET preparation all the time. I will be making a couple of more videos as far as CET is concerned. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.